Hi everybody. I'd like to welcome you to WMA Rochester and our online presentation for our open call. My name is Billy Powell. I'm the agency director here at WMA, and the reason we're doing this virtually is so that, well, we can get a chance to meet you and see you perform an open call presentation for you without the need for one of these. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I started out in this business many years ago when I was just a wee lad. I was about 5 years old when I started. It was my mom's fault. I'll blame her. She actually got me into it because all of a sudden, one day this newspaper man shows up. We lived on Kings Highway, which is here in Rochester. And this newspaper man shows up and he wants to take a picture of the new sidewalk that they laid with a pole right in the middle, basically. So I was this young kid. And I was, I think about 6 years old, 7 years old, riding a bicycle. And he puts me on the sidewalk and makes me ride around taking pictures of the sidewalk and the pole. And they called it Sidewalk Obstacle. And it was a fun shoot. I got a chance to be in a photo shoot, basically. And so I did that, and I was so excited. I told my mom it was really cool. And from there, I went into doing plays in the backyard with my cousin. I started doing plays in school. High school, I won a couple of acting awards. I then went to college. I got a degree in the theater, which is a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater. And then I ended up going to New York. I started doing off-Broadway. I started doing some tours. I was working in cabaret clubs. I even worked on cruise ships and in shows doing that. And eventually, you know, one thing led to the next. And before you know it, I'm trying out for commercials and I did that. I did voiceovers. I was working here locally in Rochester for Kodak and Xerox and Bausch & Lomb, doing industrial films, training films, things like that. And of course, one day, out of the blue, an opportunity came from, falling from the sky, and I got to be an agency director here in Rochester, and I've been doing that ever since. And now, I'm here to help you, live your dreams. And you know what? It's really fun for me because I get to see people who are just getting started in the business, and I get a chance to watch them grow and learn. And then, a lot of people from here will move on and go into bigger markets, which is what you'd have to do eventually if you want to do this as a career. How do you get started in modeling? Well, first of all, the first thing is what you did probably prior to this presentation is to go online and enter in your information so that we can discern whether or not you might fit into the modeling programs. Modeling is a very interesting business. It's certainly a combination of looks, personality, things that you bring to the table. And it's not just about beauty too. It's about a lot of different variables that come into play so that we can put you in a situation possibly where we can evaluate your talent, evaluate your look, figure out exactly where you might fit into the industry and put that together so that we can guide you and help you succeed in the business of modeling and acting. Now, modeling is pretty competitive. There's a lot of things that you need to know, a lot of skills you need to have. Some of it comes naturally, but some of it you'll learn over a period of time. It's trial and error. Trial and error is one of the ways you can do it. Another way you can do it is really train, get some acting classes, get some modeling classes, and learn how to be in this business and learn how to be a professional. And that's what we try to do here at WMA, is bring you to that point. So what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to do a couple of things that I can help you to kind of understand where you need to go and what you need to do and how you need to do it. So let's first start off by this. I would like you to take out, if you hopefully have a pencil and paper, pen and paper, get that out right now. Give yourself a second to grab that. You can always stop the presentation while you go and fetch that material. And then once you get back here, this is what I want you to do. I want you to write down your why. Why do you want to be in this business? Ask yourself that question, what it is, why you want to be here, why you want to be in the industry, why you want to be a model or actor, and let's start with that. You can write things down like, well, I want to be famous, I want to make a lot of money and be famous. I mean, these are just some ideas, but really need to figure out what your why is. Okay, good. You got your why down? Awesome. This is really cool because now this is the starting point for you. This is where you get to really, put it down on paper and decide what you want to do. So next thing you need to do is to take action, okay? An idea without an action is like never having the idea at all. So that's what we need to do. So decide right now if you want to be a model or an actor or maybe both. So that's really important, and I'd like you to make that decision right now. Now, it may change along the way because it does from time to time. I've seen models come in and then all of a sudden they get an acting bug bite, and all of a sudden they're like loving acting, so that happens too. But you need a starting point, and you need to really define that starting point, because that's going to really sort of set the stage for where you're going to start and maybe where you end up. And that's how we get going on the path, because you really need to have direction. So you're setting yourself up to make a plan, and then you're going to sort of work that plan. Because if you do that, your chances of success are much, much greater. Okay? So let's do that. Make sure you write that down. So now, after you've done that, you're going to seek the advice and get an unbiased opinion from industry professionals like us. We're the ones who are going to help you decide and really sort of evaluate your skills so that you can be put on the path to success. Then I need you to do this as well. This is a really important aspect, so listen carefully. I need you to make a decision to change your story. Okay? Whatever's been holding you back, whatever someone told you that maybe you couldn't do it, it's very competitive, or they're trying to, discourage you from doing this, you need to change that story. Maybe there was something in your way. Maybe you said, well, I don't know, I have to do this before I do that. You need to change it right now. If this is something you really, really want to do, you need to change that story and start moving forward. Okay? So here's a fun little exercise I'd like you to do as well. I want you to look ahead at the next year and imagine what it is you would want it to look like. Because if you start to do that, now you're really digging into the plans, and you're really starting to make, a definite plan about where you want to go, who you want to be, and all of those things combined can lead to a lot more greater success in this industry. It's a tough business, and you got to think it through. So start right now. Okay, another thing that I would like to sort of ingrain in your brain is the 4 C's of success. Ingrain in your brain. These are important, because once you start to think about these things, you put all this together. You've got a plan. Now you need to understand that, hey, there's a few things that it takes to do all this. It doesn't just fall from the sky. It's something you actually have to do and have to be after. Okay, you have to put yourself forward. You've got to put yourself out there. So, the 4 C's of success. Courage. You need to have courage. Okay? You can't be afraid to go out there and be in front of people, because guess what? You're going to stand on your own 2 feet in a room full of strangers. You're going to audition. It's going to happen. It always happens. It happened for me. It's going to happen for you. Now, commitment. I can't tell you enough about commitment. Commitment is something that you have to do in order to be successful in anything you do. Commitment is the foundation of your goals and your plans. You must commit to those, because if you do that, you're more likely to be successful. Capabilities. I can't stress capabilities enough. Capabilities are the foundation of your skills. You have to have great skills in order to compete against other models and actors that are competing for the same jobs. Without that, you might find yourself auditioning and auditioning and auditioning and never getting the part. Okay? So you really have to hone those capabilities. Confidence. How do you get confidence? By having great capabilities. Because if you have good capabilities, you're going to be confident. And when you get in there, people see that, they're more likely to cast you, and that's how you're going to get the jobs. The 4 C's of success. Make sure you keep those, write those down, put them on your wall, put them on your vision board, whatever you have that helps you to get where you want to go. And start that process today. Okay, so what do you want to do now? Okay, with all this knowledge and everything that you have, what you need to do is you normally, okay, this is what you want to do. You want to escape from not modeling and acting and arrive to modeling or acting, okay? So how do you do that? Well, you attend an open call just like you're doing now, virtually or in person. You get accepted, you get some pro advice. If you don't have any training, if you're not professional, Then you get training, you get some photos, you build a rapport, you build a portfolio, you do those things, because if you're going to be a professional, you're going to need the tools of the trade. If you're already doing this and you've done it as a professional, great. That's a big plus for you. But if you haven't and you're just getting started, this is what you have to do. So you practice, you get educated about the industry, you build your portfolio and your resume, you develop your brand, we do social media stuff for you, you get your agency to place you in a major agency, and you move to a major market eventually, if this is something you want to do as a career, to become an actor or model. Oh, you know, when I say career models or career markets, I'm talking about New York, Miami, LA, Chicago, all major markets where a lot of people are moving to really do this as a career. Rochester is a great place to get started. It's a great place to hone your skills, and if you work hard, obviously it's something that you can do. I mean, if you look across the board at all of the industry, there's so many different types of models and actors that are needed for different types of commercials. Just watch TV and you'll get a chance to see that all. So this is what you got to do. This is a good start. Okay, so what are we going to do now? All right, well, so since we have this new process, and it's not a live presentation at this point, it's changed a little bit. So here's what we're going to do. After watching the video, obviously, we will send you a link to a Google form, and you will fill it out in its entirety. You're going to upload raw, unedited, unfiltered images of yourself, which we would like them to be current, please. No Snapchat photos, please. Just regular raw images of you, okay? If you get chosen then to continue to the next step, you'll receive a call from us, and we are going to set up now an individual Zoom meeting so that we can get to know you a little bit better. Thanks.